How important is it that we had this rating? Well, let's think about it. We have New Zealand, then Singapore, then Denmark, then we have Korea, then we have Hong Kong, then we have America, then we have Great Britain, then we have Norway, and then we have Georgia. Number 9 in the world at the ease of doing business is an astonishing achievement for the government. And we really have to say this is very, very good news for both Georgia and most importantly for Georgia's economy, because it will give us some great international PR and hopefully we'll see some more investment. Now, the most important thing for Georgia right now, we have political stability, we have the rule of law, we have probably the most open media system in Eastern Europe. The problem is, of course, that if you look at the rankings, we are not the 9th richest country in the world. And therefore, it's extremely important now that we all, the business community, focus on the development of the economy. Perhaps the most important thing will be to continue the reforms, but even more important, we need more investment. And we need investment from Europe in particular. The European Business Association was formed this year specifically to link companies in Georgia with companies in Europe, because we need high-tech companies as well as smaller companies. We need agriculture, but we also need online companies. So most important now for this country is to get more high-quality investment, and particularly from Europe. So I'm delighted with the news today.
And what is important to interest and investors
Okay. First of all, people need to know about Georgia. So our international PR is crucial. Probably 98% of the world, particularly if we look at the areas we want the investment from. The vast majority of people in Europe have not heard about Georgia. They think Georgia is part of Russia. So it's most important that we have good PR, good international PR. And this is fantastic international PR. What should the government do? The government should continue to do the reforms that are required. But what investors want is potential returns. Now, Georgia is a small country. Most investors are not going to come to Georgia just because Georgia has the most reformed economy in Eastern Europe and this region. They're going to come to Georgia because it has potential economically. And when we look at announcements like yesterday that the new railway line that will link east and west from Azerbaijan through Georgia into Turkey is now operational. When we look at Georgia's unique position as a hub, as a transport hub, but also as a distribution hub, as an investment hub, what we see is a fantastic story for investors. And that's the story that the government must tell, that all businessmen must tell, and indeed the whole country should be telling, because we need people to understand just how good the situation is in Georgia today.
And which has been the main reforms which helped Georgia to improve its rating?
I think the head of the World Bank was correct today when she said that the ease of doing business is best exemplified by our Justice House. When you can do almost anything to do with the state in one location on a one-stop shop, that is a fantastic achievement. I think the other thing we need to look at is that businessmen have to be confident with the legal system. I think everyone now accepts that there have been fantastic reforms in the legal system in the last 5 years. Those need to be continued because no one will invest unless they have full confidence. Right now, they have more confidence in this country than any other country in the region. But that doesn't mean to say we can stop. We can never stop until Georgia ranks in the top 9 of the richest countries in the world per population. And we have a long way to go. But we've made a start. The investors are going to come. Life is going to get better. But it doesn't mean we're at the end of the road. It means we're at the beginning of the road. But we now have a very, very strong fundament. Let's be clear. We are now being compared to those countries. These countries are amazing countries. New Zealand, Singapore, Denmark, Korea, Hong Kong, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Norway, Georgia, Sweden. When you're in that top 10 list, and when you're number 9, it's like being in the Premier League in the United Kingdom where I'm from. We are doing extremely well. What we now need is more investment. Thank you.